So this is the study of madness, Soul Eater. And let's begin with the educational goodies. So first, let me explain a little bit about the show. In this world, there are two kinds of people. There are Meisters, who have wavelengths that can control weapons, and there are weapons and people who are weapons, and these people can transform into weapons for a Meister to use. Each person has a soul, like in real life, of course, and each soul has its own wavelength. Wavelengths are like the energy waves given off by a soul. They can vary in frequency, strength, and size. And it's kind of like they're the sound of a soul to a degree. Wavelengths are also like the link between the spiritual dimensions of a person's soul. By sensing a person's wavelength or resonating, kind of like matching with it, you can comprehend their entire essence of being. This can't be interpreted as a parallel to our own selves. When we understand another person's soul, that's how we understand them in full. A person can synchronize souls with another using a technique called soul resonance, which sometimes translates to soul sympathy. In order to properly synchronize with another soul, both souls must be of one mind. Resonance might fail because of anger, anxiety, stress, those related things. Okay, in the show, one big theme in the show is the theme of madness, which is where I got this whole idea in the first place. In the show, one of the main ways someone can become mad is fear. A fear of anything or everything. This is not too far from the truth, actually. In some ways, having some kind of fear can make someone experience some form of anxiety and have madness, as we call it. Also, being mad takes away this fear. So someone who is mad is less fearful than they were previously. Those with madness are immune to pain. In many ways, this madness mirrors that of the old myths about madness, and that they have superpowers and they're immune to pain, and a lot of that is what we used to think about people who were mad back in the day. They may act in strange ways, they may be extremely happy or sad, or random, and that's because in the show, like in real life, madness affects everyone differently. It's different from individual to individual. But time and time again, those with madness are actually experiencing inner turmoil. And while some people are in denial about their madness, other people's are aware of it and seek to control it. Also, on a side note, another underlying theme to the show, which is kind of brought out a little bit more in the end, is that the theory that there's a little bit of madness in all of us, and in a way this is very true. And I kind of agree with that to some degree. So I'm doing an analysis of 2 episodes of Soul Eater merged together to form an effective study of madness. And the 2 characters you will see in this merging of the shows are Krona and Maka. So let me give some character background on these people. Right away it is established that Krona is mad, immediately in the show. In these 2 episodes merged, we find that Krona is extremely afraid. The fear of being alone and the fear of interacting with others are his 2 initial fears, which in itself creates a paradox. Before these episodes, Krona has been established as a very dangerous enemy and has attacked our main characters on multiple occasions. It has also been established that Krona has black blood, and this was infused with his body by his mother at an early age. Black blood makes one stronger, but also makes one mad. And the madness in Krona, the madness for Krona heightens his violent tendencies. That's its effect on him, amongst other things. His mother used him as an experiment with black blood, and also fused his body with a weapon, Ragnarok, the demon sword. In the events that are about to unfold are two of our main characters, Sol and Maka, Sol being Maka's weapon, come face to face for a second time with Krona. The first time was earlier in the show, where Krona did try to kill them. But in this scene, they come face to face with him for a second time, and they have to fight and beat him before they continue on a very, very risky mission.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I made you a bit angry? My name's Maka. I'm a Scythemeister. Tell me who you are.
Demon Swordsman Krona.
I challenge you, Krona. That's good. You look less scared now.
Maka. So now I know the name of the person I'm supposed to kill.
Round one goes to me!
I don't understand. Why am I suddenly all beat up? I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to deal with a girl who keeps punching me like that?
Kill her.
Oh, really? Is that all you've got?
He took those hits without even blinking! Are you hanging in there, Sol?
Yeah.
There's something. I think I almost have it. I sensed something earlier, like there was no way I could lose. It's something in Krona's wavelength that I can almost grasp.
As the fight begins, we see that Krona is way more powerful than Maka, and that's mostly because of his black blood. With the use of the black blood, we see the madness in Krona. Also, this shows that madness affects everyone differently, which is also true of a lot of mental disorders in real life. But suddenly, Maka senses something in Krona's wavelength, in his soul, in other words. Something she can't describe, only feel.
Hey, when our wavelengths are matched like this, you can tell what I'm thinking, can't you, Sol?
Are you? You can't seriously be thinking of using the black blood to give yourself the same madness Krona has.
It's something I sensed when I used Witch Hunter on him earlier. Something I could almost grasp, but not quite. If I could be as powerful as him, maybe I would know. Maybe I could figure out what I needed to about Krona. I'm sorry, Sol. I've made up my mind.
We can't be sure you'll return to normal.
I know, but it's worth trying, right?
So now we see that Maka and Sol match wavelengths. They match souls. And once Sol, Maka's weapon, and Maka match wavelengths and enter a new spiritual plane, Maka then makes the decision that instead of fighting Krona as she has been, she wants to become mad just like Krona. Sol agrees to be there for her and help her out of the madness when the time is right. She wants to feel how it is to be mad, even though it means she may never return to normal. That is an important fact here. She's willing to risk that to go in and save him. It's important here to see that she wants to understand Krona rather than fight him. She's beginning to see that there is something about Krona that she needs to understand, that she needs to know in order to truly figure out who he is. And Sol, wanting to help Maka out of the madness, may parallel a need for someone to help anybody who is mad out of the madness, so to speak, themselves. It is important with someone who is mad or insane to have someone to lean on, to have someone there to help them. It is assuring.